Hey guys, I'm just getting the prompt to give out some important reminders. As always, these are reminders for myself, and then for whoever comes across this is meant to see it and whatnot. Um, the look of mediumship is changing as we start to remember more and more what this actually is. And how powerful we actually are, and what we've actually been doing when it comes to mediumship and channeling and all that stuff. Spirit, energy, source, our true self, whatever you want to label it, never, never, never judges. Ever. Spirit does not look at anyone as they're weak or a victim. Spirit knows evil is not real. Demons are not real. Spirit knows there is no hierarchy. There is no one archangel versus another. There's no difference between angels, archangels, starseeds. Those are all just labels for all one and the same thing, or all source, and that's it. There's only one real frequency, one real vibration, which is that of source, conscious energy of pure, unconditional, unrestricted, non-judgmental, open, shared love within compassionate neutrality. That's one of the best ways to be able to put it in small human terms. Spirit's never going to say that it's not your energy and it's another's energy and you need to clear it and clean yourself and cleanse yourself, and there's dark energies that are clung to you, and you've got these cords that you need to break, and that's all bullshit, lies from ego. Everything is helpful and we're not to judge that, but Spirit doesn't actually talk like that. When people who everyone, so first of all, everyone is a medium. We all have the same equal shared abilities. It's just a matter of working on it and bringing it online. So anyone who is a medium who is giving messages say like this, saying it's spirit, and sometimes even naming certain spirits, they're not realizing see my resistance to this, because I've done it too, and I need to be careful because I can still do it. It's channeling your own ego, and we make it look and sound like spirit. It can look and sound like specific spirit, so specific spirit characters, however you want to label it, because really there is no separate souls. You know, there literally is no difference between one angel versus another. We're all angels, we're all source, we're all literally one and the same. There is no difference. We're not even separate souls. So Spirit does not indulge in conspiracy theories. They don't tell you to go tell another person that they're doing this wrong and that wrong. If someone comes to you asking for you to channel for them, then messages can come through for an other. Outside of that, it's not about an other, because there is no other. The external is literally a made-up hologram one is projecting out from within. It's make-believe. It's non-existent. There is no external. It's literally a blank canvas that we are wiping clean and repainting in every now. And this is why people experience things like demons, why we also experience the stuff that we do in the world on just normal human level attack. But even with demons and evil galactics and all that stuff, people experience these things, and even as in groups, because first of all, we are one unified consciousness, so of course we could easily experience the same illusion we are. The external is one unified illusion that we're making up together, because again, we are one. people experience things that they label as evil, and this evil is attacking them because they believe it's real. If you believe that negative energy is real, that demons are real, that evil galactics are real, that attack is real, anything like that, that is what you're going to experience. This is why I get really passionate, and I can even get harsh, and I know that I'm working on it. But I've personally experienced it through myself, and some very close people taught me very strong lessons in why it's crucial that we stop indulging, teaching, and spreading the ego lies and calling it spirit, recognizing it may look and sound like spirit, but it's not actually spirit. It's ego. It's my own tool of ego that I'm utilizing, making up to look like spirit. Because if you believe in this stuff, welcome to your made-up nightmare. You're going to navigate externally what you believe and cling to within yourself. Even this whole thing of some are chosen ones and others aren't. I talked about this, I think, in the last video. Everyone is a chosen one. We are literally one. Energy cannot ever be broken, drained, depleted, stolen. It can't be, because it can't ever actually be separated. We are just playing very strong pretend that we're not. I speak from a very zoomed out level, the level of the truth that we actually always are, which is oneness, source. We've never broken away from that. We're not even here doing this. Even what we call heaven, where, you know, we're I don't even know how to explain it. You know, that where people talk about, there's this park that we've made together and a bench that we sit under a tree with and talk with Yeshua. And, you know, like, I know multiple people have described this place. You know, it's people call this heaven when we die. You know, that place where it's like we are these just beautiful, pure souls, and it's just love. And, you know, when we hug, we merge. That is even part of the illusion, but within, like, the highest part of illusion within truth. Because the real non-illusioned part is the ultimate oneness, where we're not even separate souls, because we're not separate souls. Now, do I know how it looks or works? And my foot just got tickled. Thank you. That's physical confirmation. Do I do I know how this looks and works? No. I also know that there's this aspect where in the oneness we expand, but we don't play with illusion of separation or ego or judgment. We stay in the oneness, and somehow we expand in the oneness, but spirit won't even try to explain, because it's almost, I'm getting on one end, it's almost like there's no even words to explain it, plus it's just beyond our comprehension right now. So I'm not saying I understand and know everything, but there are base truths of what this actually is that we are remembering now. And it's really important to start anchoring onto this and understanding, oh my gosh, excuse me, see the resistance. I even have resistance to this. I get it. I resist this stuff too, but there's always, even in my strongest modes of resistance and breakdowns and freakouts and everything, I never fully let that. There's always a small piece inside of myself that I never fully let this go. It's really important that we really start understanding, however you want to label it, and talking about the truth of what this is. Everything is love. There's only one real frequency and vibration, and that is the one of source, love. And that's what everything is. Evil is just the veil of illusion that one chooses to blanket over top of truth, source. Now, if the illusion need of boundaries pops up, that's okay to utilize that illusioned tool of boundaries. That's totally okay. I still do. You know, if you get calls to take action to help, go ahead and go with that. I still do as well. It's just also really, really, really important to remember what the truth of this actually is. Everything external is something that you designed, signed up for, and agreed to, and you're asking energy to play. And there is no past, there is no future, there's only an ever-present now. And like I keep talking about, There is no external spiritual war of good versus evil and galactics versus humans. That is, again, bullshit lies from ego. The only spiritual war that there is the one within oneself, which is where one is clinging to ego, illusion, shadow, untruth, versus working on acknowledging, accepting, and allowing truth, source, love, spirit, energy, whatever you want to label that as again. That's what the spiritual war is. And as you really start to focus in on yourself and you really put this self-work in, it becomes really obvious that that's what the war is, because you can physically feel it inside yourself, because you have the knowing of what the truth of this is, but the resistance to it is still, can be so strong. And you're literally trying to work, and you can feel that split and that fight within yourself. Now, the true part of you is always in that place of truth. Always. We're just playing really hard pretend that we're not. 1 second. I can't express enough how important it is to start working on this stuff and accepting it and letting go of those other ego lies. It doesn't matter how many mediums have talked about this stuff and how many followers a medium has who says that this is what spirit's saying and yada yada yada. It's, again, these are old paradigms that are slowly starting to change as we remember what this actually is. Spirit is never going to sit here and judge anything. Spirit doesn't pick and choose over who they get to help. And this whole thing of you need to protect your energy and things need to be, there is what, protect your energy from what? There is no external energy. There is no other energy to be protected from. It's literally all one, and everything is source. What matters is the mental cleanup on it. Spirit is here to help guide us out of playing pretend, not just to help us navigate through this in different scenarios that we go through. You know, it really is, they are here to guide us out of playing pretend. Spirit isn't here to keep indulging in the pretend play. They're here to help guide us through and out of it. We aren't to judge, and we aren't to be clinging to evil is real. We need to embrace fully where we're at, be in a place of childlike wonder and awe, work on not resisting it, but then also at the same time, work on letting this stuff go, facing our shit fully, and doing the mental work and the inner cleanup on it. Because really, at the end of the day, there is no one external. It's just oneself, and all is within. All is here always, and it's love, and we're completely fully supported. And that's just it. We are completely fully supported. We are so loved that energy goes, I will play however you're asking me to. And so if we want to believe in evil and demons, energy goes, I will support you in playing that. And so energy then takes up playing roles of playing as evil and demons. But the moment you start working on this stuff and go, hang on, actually evil's not what I've been thinking it is. Evil's just a veil of illusion I'm putting over top of love. Demons are just metaphors of my own illusion, ego, shadow, my own made up false evidence appearing real. And so it's not real. I'm one with the light being that's underneath this character that looks demonic, but it's not actually. I'm one with it. You know, it's, sorry, hang on. Sorry, okay, I kind of lost where I was going with that, but it really is, it's, you really do start to, once you start understanding that that's what that is, and you start working on it, this stuff starts to reverse. And I'm in a space where I'm like, thank God. And I endlessly thank those who help teach me the lessons of what this is and why it's important to be working on this and clinging to these truths rather than the ego lies. Because oh my god, this stuff, and that's just it. Like, you guys, if you're asking for your awakening and you're wanting interaction with spirit and you're wanting truth and reality to come online, like, it is really important to be doing this work and to accept what the truth of this is, because I am telling you, things are so much bigger than what we realize, and it can get really fucking trippy. Things start melding together. You start to not realize, you start to not know, did this happen in this or in the astral, which this is technically the astral. You can't tell if you were awake or asleep when it happened. You know, it is the way spirit can touch you and work with you and move you around, and oh my god, and it's amazing and it's beautiful and it's loving. That being said, with the stuff I've started experiencing, thank God I know the truth of what this is, and I've been putting in my self-work, because some of the stuff I've been going through lately could have turned into very terrifying situations. But because I'm working so hard on myself, nothing bad actually ended up happening. And I can see what it actually is, and I'm good. Thank God. Because if not, that would have been seriously, within judgment, fucked up. Which is why people experience the fucked up shit that they do when it comes to evil and demons and evil galactics. It's important to put this self-work in, because if you don't, that is what you're going to experience. Because energy is going, I'll support you no matter what you believe in. I support you because I love you, and I'll play as you're asking me to. And remember, your higher self, what you truly are, what we all truly are, and what we're all one with, is always, always, always in control. So no one's trapped, no one's weak, no one's a victim. Evil isn't real. Demons aren't real. It's all just metaphors. You know, no one is a chosen one over another. You know, your ancestors didn't pick and choose you to break generational trauma and curses. What is generation and what is trauma and what is curses? Again, ego lies. You are your ancestors. There is no past. There is no future. There's only an ever-present now. Curses are definitely not real. It's literally just lessons that you agreed to, signed up for, designed to help you wake yourself up, to stop playing pretend. It's all one giant, in a one good word to say it, video game. And the ultimate end goal is to wake up in this, realize this is a dream. I'm dreaming, believing all of this. And now that I know what this is, I don't need to keep playing pretend with ego, and I can turn this from my own made-up nightmare into a dream of truth. Turn this into unity and thy will, and bring online Christ-like consciousness. Meet up. Like, there's even this whole aspect of saying, oh, well, you know, New Earth and awakening and ascension isn't about, like, you know, Yeshua, Jesus isn't coming back. You're not seeing him. It's about your mind, you know, expanding. Yeah, it is about Christ-like consciousness coming online, you know, our awareness coming into more of what we truly are. At the same time, we are also coming into unity in thy will. The more you do this, like, spirit can be as solid as humans. They can enjoy things like eating food with us. Like, there is something to be said. Again, I don't know how it looks. I don't know how it's going to work. I'm trying to let all this stuff go. I just know from what I'm personally experiencing and from what I've heard from other people personally experience, from people, like, just stories online, but also people I personally know, spirit can be as solid as human. And we are meeting up. I know we are, because they're just getting solid for me. The more I put in this work, they're getting more and more solid. I'm not necessarily physically seeing a lot yet, but that is starting to get a little bit stronger too. I'm seeing more blurs. In the past year, I've been seeing more blurs and more, like, I know it's like that level of like I'd see like a dark shadow like waving at me, and I know that is some of my spirit team waving at me, and I'm still resisting and blocking, and so they're like, I'm still allowing the physical form to appear properly. That's still generating, I guess. I don't know, coming online, however you want to label it. So it's this stuff is so important because we really are, this is, none of this shit is actually real. We're make believing, this dream simulation movie game, whatever you want to call it. And you're going to navigate externally what you're clinging to within. So it's really, really, really important to start understanding what this is, spreading that. You know, if you want to utilize the word evil, watch what the intention is behind the word that you're utilizing, because a word is a word is a word, right? So if you're saying the word evil, but you're doing it with the intention of saying that it's a veil of illusion, and then if you're talking publicly about it, it's important to be explaining that. But cool, you know, your intention, that's cool. If you're talking about evil is actually evil and it's bad and it's demonic and it's attack and you can get hurt and you need to protect yourself, now you're spinning in a rabbit hole of lies and you're going to experience some pretty fucked up shit externally if you don't get working on that, especially if you really are allowing all this stuff, allowing this stuff online and wanting spirit online and all of this stuff. I'm telling you, you're gonna want to be doing this work. This is, like I said, this is why people experience things like evil and demons and all that, because they believe in it. And I mean, even with myself, there's still, I have my illusion fears that I'm still clinging to. I know that it's not true, but it's still the stuff I'm clinging to. And there are things that I've had to face with visuals, and there's stuff in other simulations that I've had to deal with. And again, I'm just going, thank God I'm where I'm at with this stuff, because I'd rather work it out like that than have it solid in front of me. And that's what I'm getting. Even when I had a moment where I was pulled into the void for me was just this calm bliss. Like, it was, I didn't want to leave. Whereas other people, when they've experienced the void, it's been really hellish for them. It's because it's like a spiritual car wash. It's your own made up shit you need to face. You can't carry what's not real into reality. Reality doesn't have room for this stuff. It's just not part of it. It's not real. Anything that's not loving isn't real. And there's no room for it in a place where there is love, because it just doesn't exist. It just doesn't exist. We're make believing it. So, I hope this is all making sense. It really, really is important that we start talking like this and clinging to this stuff rather than what the old paradigms have been. Really watch. See, again, on my resistance list too. Like, I resist this stuff too. I'm working on it. Really watch what messages you are choosing to cling to. If you're watching a medium and they're talking about conspiracy theories and evil and, you know, like, you got to do this in order, like, even the whole thing of you got to do certain things and eat certain foods in order. You do not have to do anything external in order to blast up, unless you're getting that natural prompt to. There's a reason for that. Outside of that, there's not. And even with that, it's all part of the pretend game that we're playing, and it's beneficial, it's helpful, but again, it's metaphors. You know, this whole aspect of you got to do certain things with your body and eat certain foods in order to be spiritual and awaken and ascend. That's leaning on something that isn't actually real. There is no external, and the body is a map of the consciousness. The external and the body does not have power or meaning. It does not affect us. It's ourself that affects the body and the external. So just really be careful with what messages you're choosing to cling to, with who you're watching, and even with what you're getting within yourself. You know, being really, really, really aware of where it's an ego lie surfacing, even if it looks and sounds like spirit, versus what spirit, source, energy, your true, all true self is actually saying. Like I said, everything is helpful. So that being said, when you are listening to messages from others or with what you're receiving within yourself, if it's not coming from a place of love and, like, you know, the basic stuff of what, like I gave a base idea in this. I'm trying not to be too long, so I gave a base idea of what spirit's actually saying. If you're getting messages that are coming from ego lies, shadow, illusion, false evidence appearing real, again, that stuff's helpful. And it's opportunity to go within and get to work on the mental cleanup. So that's where that's helpful. It's not to be, those messages aren't to be clung onto and believed as real. It's opportunity to face untruth and get to work on the mental cleanup. How am I feeling about this? How am I feeling? What is one thought that goes with that feeling? Give that to spirit, source, energy, your true self, whatever you want to label it, and then sit with a moment of truth. So reminding yourself things like, I'm not my body, I'm beyond space and time, I'm one with God's source, help me see them as I see myself, only through myself, my ego mind, can I be crucified, that kind of stuff. And then you're still feeling that emotion or another emotion. Okay, this is what I'm feeling, and this is one thought that goes with that. Repeat. That's what these are for. Opportunities to do that work, not to cling to it believing it's real. So again, I hope you find this helpful. I hope it makes sense. It really does. The more you really focus in on yourself and put this work in, it really becomes obvious. I'm making this up. And I'm telling you guys, you're going to be very thankful. In general, I'm not saying to me. I'm not saying to me, I'm just saying in general, you'll be very thankful for putting this work in as you blast up, because you will start to understand, oh, I get now why it's important to be putting this work in and not clinging to ego lies about things that are like evil is real and I'm chosen over another and some people can't be helped or saved. And because even at the end, it's not about, you know, again, if you get a call to take action, take it. I do as well. I want to help where I can, but I also always remember it's really important for me to remember whatever I'm seeing in an other is what I'm clinging to within myself. And it's always opportunity to get to work on my self-work. Always. These are the really important things that we are. Again, like I said, local mediumship is changing, and this is the stuff that's going to be starting to be talked about more and more and more. So you don't have to believe me, but I'm telling you, you'll circle around to eventually believe in it, because you will start understanding. You don't want to be blasting up without putting this work in. Trust me, you don't want to. The stuff that you'll experience if you do, I mean, look at the way the world already is. And it can get way worse and beyond, because it goes into things unseen and things that we've never experienced or even known was here or realized what this could be. And it's all love and it's beautiful. But if you don't cling to that and rather you're clinging to this other stuff, no thank you. I'm gonna keep doing my self work. So all right, thanks you guys. And yeah, like I said, I hope this all makes sense. I hope it's helpful. And I guess that's it for now. All right, thank you for listening, watching, and just thank you for everything. All right, I love you, and as always, I know you know what I know you know what I'm about to say, so let's all say it together. Have a wonderful now.